Alright, so here we are. We've got number 14, where we're going to find the surface area of y equals square root of x, rotate around the x-axis from x being 3/4 to 15/4. They sound like funny numbers, but they actually work out pretty good for this problem. So the surface area formula we're using, again, is that circumference times the hypotenuse, which is basically a variation of Pythagorean theorem. The formula is 2 pi from 3/4 to 15/4, which are our endpoints, of f of x times 1 plus f prime of x squared, and that's all under the square root dx. So we need f of x and we need f prime. F of x was x to the 1/2. F prime was 1/2 x to the negative 1/2, but when I square that, I get 1 over 4x. Okay, so when I plug everything in to the formula, I have 2 pi times the integral from 3/4 to 15/4 of x to the 1/2 times the square root of 1 plus 1 over 4x dx. Now under that square root I have two things, 1 plus 1 over 4x. I'm going to combine those with a common denominator of 4x. Then I'm going to take the square root of the big fraction under there and split it. So the fraction will be 4x plus 1 over 4x, and I'm going to split that into two different square roots, a square root on top and a square root on the bottom. So I'll have 2 pi times the integral from 3/4 to 15/4 of x to the 1/2 times, in the numerator, 4x plus 1 to the 1/2, and the denominator 2 times x to the 1/2, that 2 being the square root of 4. So that way I can see that the 2 in the denominator cancels out with the 2 out front of the integral, and the x to the 1/2 in front of the fraction cancels with the x to the 1/2 in the denominator of the fraction. So lots of things cancel. So that gives me something much simpler to work with. I now have pi times the integral from 3/4 to 15/4 of the quantity 4x plus 1 to the 1/2 dx. And I've got to integrate that, so I'm going to use a u substitution with u being 4x plus 1. After I complete the integration and plug x back in, I have 1/6 pi times the quantity 4x plus 1 to the 3/2 evaluated from a of 3/4 to b of 15/4. So I'll plug in that 15/4, I plug in the 3/4, get some answers and subtract them. In the end, I get 28 pi over 3